Hey y'all, how's it going? How's it going? Hope everyone is having a good week so far. As we are coming close to the weekend, hope everyone is excited. Today, I want to do a continuation of what I just started a couple of days ago about the credit repair process and kind of walk everyone through each individual step separately as opposed to just doing one long form content. So this will be today I'm gonna focus on the second phase, which is the credit, the secondary bureaus. Focusing on the secondary bureaus and why we need to freeze the secondary bureaus when it comes to fixing our credit, and more specifically, the secondary credit reporting agencies, as they are called, not bureaus, but most people do refer to them as bureaus, but I'm gonna keep things simple. Interchangeably, we could say agencies or bureaus, so there's no really any confusion. Now, before I get started, I would like to introduce myself for some of the people who don't know who I am. My name is Phil Agadi. I am a credit repair specialist, and I've been doing credit repair for about 2 years now. Fixed my own credit, was able to help myself financially, achieve a lot of things that I wanted to achieve. I've also helped a few other people, a good amount of people actually, fix your credit going from the low, sometimes 400s to the high 700s. So I think I know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'd like to get started and talk about, the secondary credit bureaus. Now, the reason the secondary credit bureaus are important if you're someone who's in this, field of, credit repair, or you're trying to fix your credit. Secondary bureaus are not the ones that we all know, like, Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. The secondary bureaus they're about 20 or so of them. You have to go on like the CFPB website to get the full list of each individual secondary bureaus, but the ones that I usually recommend for people to freeze is ARS, LexisNexis, and Innovis. Now, some of these sometimes get bought out by other secondary bureaus and get, formed into a conglomerate, and, they change their names. And but ultimately, you want to look at the ones that are, that the CFPB has a list on, and reach out either through phone or through your website and put a freeze on your report. And it's very important to do this when you're fixing your credit, because when you're disputing any account, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, the major ones, they tend to do a verification process on the information you're disputing. So when you have, say, like a repossession of a vehicle, you're saying, this vehicle or this repossession on your account has multiple errors, they're reporting inaccurately, and because of that, the Fair Credit Reporting Act gives you the right to challenge the accuracy, and if there's no correction, this account should be ultimately removed completely from your credit report, which is a valid, argument to make. Now, the credit bureaus, what they will do is they will look at the letter that you submitted, and they're going to do some background. They're going to do some research and figure out whether or not this account belongs to you. So for the most part, they're going to reach out to the lenders, communicate with them, get some sort of like validation, like, okay, yeah, this, auto loan was opened on this date. The first missed payment happened on this date, and ultimately, because of that, the vehicle was repossessed, and now there's a collection on your credit report. Okay, now that's just one of the methods that they will use. Another method is they're gonna check for other credit reporting agencies, like ARS, for example, and they will find out whether or not they have any information regarding your purchase or opening of an account with so-and-so auto loan. And if they find that information, that's another way they could kind of gather evidence against you, to, ultimately kind of not address your dispute. So if they're reaching out to multiple agencies and they're finding out like, oh, Phil has this auto loan with, this company, and, John is reporting it, Sam is reporting it, all these different agencies are reporting it. So by just sheer volume, like, it must be true. He must actually like own this, auto loan, and now he's just trying to get rid of it. So when that happens, usually you will get a letter in response from the credit bureaus, and they will say like, hey, we have validated this account and it belongs to you, and because of that, no further investigations will take place. So, if you disagree with our investigation, you could respond in writing, or, send us a letter, call us, and we can figure out what the deal is. Okay, now that's just gonna put you into a whole situation of a back and forth. There's a tug of war. You're saying, it doesn't belong to you because there are inaccuracies, and you have the right to dispute it, and they're telling you, well, the information is accurate, we've verified it with the lender, and everyone says it belongs to you, so it must belong to you. If you disagree, you can continue writing us back, and it's just a never-ending cycle, and it just gets frustrating, and for the most part, a lot of people give up. Now, what has been very effective for me was ultimately just looking up these bureaus and putting a freeze on each and every one of them. And what I mean by a freeze is, it doesn't necessarily remove the information from the reporting. All it does, it just blocks anyone from accessing that information. So Experian, if they reach out to ARS, they can't pull that report because you have a freeze on it, and it is your right to put a block on your report so no one can access it and use it against you. So definitely want to go on the CFPB website, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, and just type in, credit reporting agencies, and they will give you a whole list. Some of them you've never even heard of. Some of these companies have records of you since you were in high school, maybe middle school. So they have your old addresses from back in the day, and they've been keeping track of your movement and your transactions and everything. And it's, some people could consider that as like a violation of, privacy and confidentiality. But, these companies are out here, making money off your information. So when a third party reaches out to them to make a validation of a claim or against you, they provide that information for a price, and ultimately that will be the reason why you don't get anything deleted from your credit. So just to reiterate, there multiple secondary credit reporting agencies. In order to get that, the names of them, you want to go on the CFPB website and give them a call to put a freeze on it. You usually have to identify yourself, and you also want to send it in writing, or you could even go online to their website. Some of them have that option to do it online, some don't. But ultimately, by putting a freeze on these reports, they won't have the ammunition to use against you when it comes to the dispute process. Okay, if you found this to be valuable, you definitely want to comment credit below. I'm going to be doing more of this breakdown throughout the course of time, just so people will be able to, this could be digestible, so people be able to use this information to help them achieve their goals. Because I know a lot of people are out here with bad credit, and sometimes you feel like there isn't any help out there. But I'm someone who does this now as a profession, as a living, and I've been able to help a lot of people out, and there's a lot of testimonies that I have, and I just love sharing this information. Definitely want to comment credit below if you find it valuable. One other thing I would like to add when it comes to just credit report or credit repair, a lot of people focus on just writing, and it's important to put things in writing and to submit letters, and maybe go online and hit the dispute button. But what I've seen to be the most effective way to get fast results is through calling and speaking to someone. Because at the end of the day, we're all humans, and we all you can all have emotions. So sometimes writing a letter could come across as just blank and emotionless, and someone on the other end, or a computer, for the most part, people don't realize computers are the ones who or for the most part receiving these letters and just responding back with auto-generated responses. Everyone gets the same response and they send it to me and they're like, hey, the account has been validated, like what do I do now? And I'm like, hey, it's a computer-generated response, like, you know, can't really do anything about it. It's not a human being talking to you. But if you want to talk to an actual person, call these companies, these credit reporting agencies, and ask them to remove the information on your credit report. It could be frustrating when you get on the phone with someone who isn't willing to help you. A lot of people, for the most part, are not trying to help you when it comes to your credit. So don't frustrate yourself. Don't get overwhelmed and, you know, give yourself high blood pressure like my friend used to say. What you want to do is just, you know, say hello. Hey, I noticed an account on my report. It has multiple inaccuracies. You know, the dates are off on this report compared to that report. And I just want you guys to, you know, make sure it's, you know, reporting accurately. And if it isn't, please remove it, delete it. That way I'll be able to, you know, leverage my credit and be able to get a house or get a car. You know, because having negative information has a negative impact on your financial well-being and being able to navigate in this space. So always get on the phone, call the credit bureaus and ask them for help. Ask them to remove the negative information on your report. And if they say no, don't give up. Just, you know, say thank you, hang up the phone, call another time, or sometimes just ask to speak to a supervisor or a manager. Ask to speak to someone higher up, and, you know, the higher up person, they know what's going on. They know, you know, if they're looking at your report and they see multiple errors, they understand that the law says if there are multiple errors that, you know, they have to correct it or delete it. Those are the only two options. And if they're not able to correct it, then they have to delete it. So that's the game. And that's just one additional thing I wanted to share with y'all tonight. Hope this was valuable. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I know this was very short. That was the point. I wanted to keep it short and sweet so you guys could be able to comprehend it and use it and take action. So if you found this valuable, definitely comment credit below and you'll be able to set up your free consultation call with me, and I can help you achieve your goals when it comes to fixing your credit. And maybe in the future, you will be someone who wants to get some funding, and I can help you do that as well, okay? I do the 3-step, you know, fix credit, build credit. Oh, that's 1. Second step, set up your LLC the right way. And then 3, get access to funding, whether that's personal, business. I can help you achieve those, all right? Thank you guys tonight for joining, and I really appreciate the, you know, interaction and the viewership. So take care, everyone, and hope y'all have a good night. Peace.